Hey, hey, ho, ho. What do you know? It's me, the comic of crackness, Bin Slayer, as John DaCosta would say. Welcome. I got a message from one of the comic addicts yesterday. The local, one of the local guys who knows that I love the black and white and weirdo books, and he said, "Hey, you have to go down to comic factory because he got in a bunch of bins of old black and white stuff." So I went today on my lunch. It's the place right around the corner from the office, and did some digging through the bins. He had 3 long boxes, and then he had filled the bins 3 rows, I think, underneath. He's got this kind of area where it's 50 cent and dollar books kind of thing. And I thought he had said they were 50 cents, but it turns out I got them for like a quarter a piece and maybe even a tiny bit less. So I murdered those bins, and I think I spent $15 Canadian, eh? So that's like $5 US for an absolute boatload of books. I actually, sitting here looking at it, I don't know what I've done. But it's too damn late now. So we'll start. These are the 2 biggest piles. That's why we're going to start with these, and then we'll go down to the random pile. Yes. Hello, Colin. Let's do this indeed. Brace yourself. Get ready. Pens and papers at the ready. So Jared Osborne was talking about Journey before in his video, and he kind of spoke to me saying he was surprised that I hadn't been picking this up. And when I heard him say that, I was just as surprised. It's not a title that I see a ton of, but he had a whole bunch of them in the box that I figured I'd just take a good chunk of them. I think I got about 17. Hello, Comic Board. Holy smokes, you're live with us. I think I got about 17 issues of this, so we won't really talk about it too much other than I've always seen it around and I've been intrigued by it, but I've just never really bitten the bullet. So these first bunch are from Aardvark Vanaheim, and Danny Loubet. So what do we got? 1983, Bill Loebs. Let's see if we get some proper credits here. Some actual credits. No credits. That's frustrating when that happens. Anyway, so yeah. So there you go. So Journey. Hello, Nate. How are you? This is going to be meaty. So we'll just do a quick flip through the covers. So 6 there. William Mesner Loebs. That's correct. Yes. Number 8. 9. They look great. I'm really intrigued by the art for sure. 11. 12. He had some duplicates of some of these. So I kind of pulled out all of the Journey from all of the boxes. And he was kind enough to, as I was digging, he was going through to make sure I didn't have any doubles. So then it goes to Fantagraphics. So this is issue 15. Yeah, so this is the first Fantagraphics one because this one here was 14. 16. 17. Hello, Damien. 18. 19. 20. 22 and 23. I think it went 30 issues. Sorry, still moving some mucus through my system. Yeah, I mean, I asked him where he got them, and he said he did a trade with another comic shop. And he was talking about a place back in the 80s that was by the gaming. There was an arcade downtown. He said, do you remember this convenience store that was next door to it? I didn't remember which one he was talking about. I do remember the area and that time period, but he said there was a convenience store that seemed to have, that had like a little bit of everything. But at that time they had cheap bins that was filled with all of this black and white stuff too. And he was saying that he would love going down there grabbing that stuff as well. So this kind of reminded him, these bins reminded him of that time, just because of the random stuff that was in here. So I'm reading Ginger Fox. I'm reading this. I just finished the first issue yesterday, and this has the Panda Brothers in it. And when I was, yeah, it's a stack. That's exactly what it is. So I was reading this yesterday, and this is the Panda Brothers. And when I posted this on Twitter as part of my 500 comic reading goal, a couple people commented on it, saying that Panda Brothers were really fantastic on the Grendel run. And Grendel is something I've wanted to kind of get into for a while. But again, it's just not something I find a ton of. So this stack is from volume 2. I think it's about, I don't know, again, like 17, 18 issues of it. And the first bunch of them have the Panda Brothers in it as well, too. So I'm excited about that now. Okay, so I didn't think so. So they're not inked by the Pandas. This is inked by Jay Geldhoff. Because as I was kind of doing a quick, very, very quick flip through before I started, there's that Panda Brothers style for sure, but there's something missing from the final product, like especially when you compare it. Obviously, the era is a bit different. This is 1986. I'm not sure when Ginger Fox was. Let's have a look, actually, while it's here within spitting distance. Yeah, so a couple of years later is this one. But, I mean, it makes a huge difference with who's inking it. Like, it's still really nice-looking stuff. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, and I mean, I think I've always heard about Grendel there, Nate, and I've always heard people rave about it, but I just haven't taken the time. So, hell, man, 25 cents a pop. I'm going for it. So, what was that? And these covers are fantastic. I feel like it's them. Oh, no, it's Geldhoff there again, too. So, there's a different kind of quality to the look here on this. So that's 2 and 5. Again, like these covers these are great, man. I really, really like this stuff. 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Actually, a pretty nice run here. 11. This is another one I was pulling out. I love this cover. This is another one I was pulling out of the bins. And just throwing up on top of the stack, and he was going through them to make sure I wasn't getting any doubles. Like, look at this. That is an amazing, amazing cover. Really great, even though there's glare all over the place here. Someday, I'll figure out some sort of lighting. And then 13. So, is this Tim? Oh, no, that's right. This is Bernie Moreau. And then Tim Sale comes in. For some issues here as well, too. So, and this is what, 13 and 14. You can see like why they're a quarter. There's some that are water damaged, you know. Number 19. Is it around here that Tim Sale joins? Oh no, penciled John K. Snyder. 27. This is a great cover. For 29 here. Like, look at this. That's outstanding, outstanding stuff, man. Really, really great. Jay Geldhoff. Please, maybe I missed the Sale. Yeah, I'll definitely find the Tim Sale stuff. So that's John K. Snyder. Maybe it was these ones here. Yes, here we go. So, created and written by Matt Wagner, black and white art by Tim Sale, painted color by Bernie Moreau, so he still has his hand in it. So here's some Tim Sale, R.I.P. Some early Tim. So this is 1989. Holy text heavy, man. Let's see if we can get to some pages where there's just more art. To be continued. No other credits. I don't know if this is him here still or not. Let's go to the next issue because I think this is also Tim Sale. Yeah, Tim Sale again, 35, 34, 35. So I guess that's again, this is the first time I'm going to be flipping through a lot of this stuff. So I guess that's how it went for a few. Yeah, there was an Amazon ad. That's right. Your comments seem to be coming up afterwards, Nate. It's very strange. I don't know if they're appearing for you in the same way they are for me. But Comic Board put up a message, and yours just popped up now. But it's showing that it came before Comic Board. Interesting. Anyway, there's some of the sale stuff. I think he's for the rest of these as well. Yes. So yeah, it really takes a turn here too. This kind of makes me a little nervous whenever you open a book and you see that much text. Definitely makes me nervous. But it's crazy how much he developed. Another one of those guys like Dave Cooper and Rick McCallum, who just kind of really changed their styles as they went. Look at that cover. That's a great one. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to digging into these. These are going to be a lot of fun. Oh, man. That color series stuff is so good, like Hulk Gray, Spider-Man Blue, and Daredevil Yellow. That stuff is fantastic. Me and my son read that years ago now. We read all of those together. I really love those a lot. Yeah, they're great. Okay, here we go, Colin. Now, for the rest of the stack, it's just random shit, and some of this I know absolutely nothing about, but as if that's going to stop me. So right off the bat, I just kind of put these in alphabetical order-ish. 2 issues of something called The 39 Screams, number 4 and number 5. It's a little bit of a smaller format than your standard comic. A little bit smaller and wider, almost like, again, that Underground Comics ripoff press type of sizing for these ones, with a very kind of Ditko homage-ish covers here. These were the only 2 that were in the bins, based mainly on the cover. The insides, this is 1986 Thunder Bass Press from Baltimore here. The insides look fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but it was definitely the covers that drew me to them. The covers and the fact that they were 25 cents. So it looks pretty great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff, Nate, I've never heard of at all in these bins. There was so much. I was surprised. And then there was a couple of really nice surprises, able to kind of finish off some runs and add some books to runs that I thought I was just going to have to order online from Lone Star. So it looks kind of a couple of different artists here. This stuff looks pretty great. Mr. Verlin is what it's signed as there. Script Richard Peabody, art Daryl Brown. Don't know if any of these names mean anything to anybody or those watching in the future. But there you go. So, yeah, I mean, looks intriguing, man. Excited about this. Shoes Across America. And then issue number 5. 1987 for this one. It's always, as we've spoken about before, there's offer for a 6-issue subscription. I wonder how many issues this thing went. Yeah, so looking for that one. So that was it's a good way to start. In the Aircels, now that I have this at home, I'm not sure if I have this one already. This is 2000 Maniacs, number 2. I know I have one of the issues. I just can't remember if this is one of them that I have. So from the Herschel Gordon, oh, it ran 6 issues. Herschel Gordon Lewis movie, 2000 Maniacs. There was a few Aircel in the bins, which was great. I picked some of them up. The interiors of these don't blow me away by any stretch, but yeah, exploitation film. Another one of the Winnipeg's own Big Break Comics. I have I have this issue already, I think, but the one I have is beaten to hell. So for a quarter, I thought I'd pick up this one. I'm pretty sure this is the other issue I have. I know I have number 3. This is number, I don't even know. Is this number 1? I'm not even sure. This might be the one that my 1988. Yeah. So Chris Chukri lettered this one. Chris Chukri does, he lives here in town. My son is friends with his son. He does coloring for Marvel and stuff too, coloring for comic books still now. I don't know the latest things that he's worked on, so he's doing lettering here. And this was the one I think that was put out for free. Published by the Committee on Unplanned Pregnancy, Manitoba Interagency Group. Yeah, so nice to have that one. Like I said, the other one I have is really beaten to hell, and I think the cover is torn and stuff. So another bit of local goodness. One single issue of Body Count. This is number 4. I just actually read number 1 the other day and enjoyed it quite a bit, actually. I think this was just a 4-issue series. Barry Blair, Dave Cooper. There you go. There's our main character there. I'll probably be talking a little bit more about it on Sunday's chat this weekend if I can make it this weekend. But so there you go. Macalibur presents, again, not 100% sure that I don't already have this one, but why not pick it up? Yeah, it's so different, Nate. Absolutely. It's really, really different. Ooh. Dr. Boyford. Yeah. Not much to talk about there. Skip through some of these to get to the oddballs. Just another issue in Jacka's story from Cerebus. I'm collecting just these. Yeah, I only have a few of them. I don't find those ones too much. This one's been on my list for a little while. I never thought I'd actually find it, let alone locally, because I think I had it bookmarked on my wish list on Lone Star, and I don't think it's ever come up there either. So continuing on my Robert E. Howard tip, Cormac Mac art. Yeah, I don't know if that was, I don't know if it was all red. I was looking for the signature there, Nate, but I don't see anything. But it's definitely that madman character, and it has shades of all red to it for sure, but I don't see a signature on there. Just the one issue of this one. 1990 is when this came out. Roy Thomas, E.R. Cruz, and John Bolton, of course, on the cover here. Oh, okay, yeah, there you go. Definitely all red, yeah. From Showcase, issue number 1 of something called Cryptic Tales, with a pretty great cover there. And this is 1987. Brooklyn, New York on this one. Written and illustrated by Jim Webb. I thought it was an anthology, but I guess not. Just a single story running through here, I think. Yeah, more. Okay, another story, but still Jim Webb. Yeah, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. It's always fun to kind of, ooh, there you go. There's a nice back cover. To go through these ads as well too, just to see Crackbusters. The Crackbusters continue to wage war on the merchants of crack. Leave me alone. Leave me in peace. A really nice surprise. Dark Regions number 3. This was the final one that I needed for the White Wolf series. It's not Rick McCallum doing art in this one. It's Edward Luna, who I'd have to double check. Maybe he did the inking in the previous one, because it sure does have McCallum a feel to it. at this time anyway. The feel of the previous 2 issues kind of translates in here. So I have a feeling he was the inker of issue number 2. So that's nice. This was one that I thought that, oh, you got Crackbusters number 1. Yeah. It's nice to be able to finish this one locally instead of having to order away. A couple of Gordon Derry issues of Darkwood 1 and 2. Beautiful covers on these, and these are in color. Gordon Derry and Adrian Kleinbergen from 1987. I just read a Gordon Derry Aircel the other night as well too, and it was surprisingly good. This looks pretty fun. I think this is going to be a fun title here. I dig that coloring. So issues 1 and 2 of that. A fan of graphics, Dog Boy issue number 1. A character that I've heard, Steve Laffler. I've heard the name. I've seen the character before. I've never actually owned any of the books, so not a bad pickup. I think there was a couple of other Laffler Dog Boy stuff, but I think that was early on in my digging, and I just didn't pull it out of the bin, and I never went back to pull out the rest of them. So they'll still be there, I'm sure. So there you go. A nice surprise, one that I've never seen. An Eclipse title, El Salvador, A House Divided. A real thick volume too. So again, just picking it up based on the fact that it's Eclipse. I'm sure it'll be good stuff though. March 1989. Story and art by Bill Tulp and letters by KRH. So there's a look at the interiors there. Colin, have you ever seen this one around? It's pretty heavy on the hatching and the blacks in there. Yeah, it's really at a stage now when I find these Eclipse, I pretty much just see the same things over and over again. So it's a really nice surprise to find a title that I don't have at this point. Good stuff there. Northern Lights Publishing. This is called Empire Lanes. This is issue number 3 of Empire Lanes. Photo from 1987 on the back. What do we got here? June 1987. Duluth. So Peter Goss, Northern Lights, yada, yada, yada. Oh, here we go. Peter Gross, story, pencils, inks. Eileen Kajiwara, background and inks. And then the lettering there. So intriguing kind of Caliber-esque title or cover design there. Again, doesn't look horrible. We'll see what that's about. See if that's any good. Yeah, man, I don't mind this. Floating heads. Oh yeah, see, there you go. That ain't bad. Another Caliber title, Fringe. I think I have one of these other ones in a recent stack of books that I picked up. Another anthology. Let's see who we have in here. It's a very good question, Rick Ray. I'm not sure. Oh, there you go. Colin saying that Peter Gross went on to work for Vertigo. Should unpack a couple of issues of Empire Lanes myself. Who do we have? Paul Tobin, creator, storyteller. Phil Hester, pencils, cover artist. Jim Woodyard, inker. Then Colin Wales, letterer. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I like this stuff a lot here. Really clean looking. It's nice to see the rough edges on stuff, but there's something to be said as well for this real clean style here. Yeah, hey, you are. Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. I'm more a fan of Caliber than I used to be. I guess I think it just took me a bit to appreciate some of this stuff, I think. From Harrier Comics, something called Gag. Eddie Campbell, John Bagnall, Ed Pinsnet, Chris Flewitt, Glenn Dakin, Steve Way, Phil Elliott, Trevs Phoenix, Phil Lasky, and Ryan Hughes in this one, featuring the indestructible Paris, the Man of Plaster. Harrier jumps out at me now that they're on my radar. So this is January 1987. So starting off with Eddie Campbell here. Anytime I see Harrier stuff now, it really grabs my attention. Ed Pinsnet, or Pinsent, sorry. This looks great. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this looks fantastic, actually. I like what I'm seeing here. There you go. There's Deadface. Second City, Paris of the Man of Plaster. Some tales from Gimli. Eternity Comics, something called Ghouls. I had a quick look through this one. I'm not sure if this is one of those. This is from 1989. One of those, we're going to take some old comics that we can just get away with reprinting because there isn't any credits anywhere. So Ghouls Walk Among Us. All the stories based of ghouls. Oh, there you go. Here we go, Nate. We're back to our lettering talk. Check that stuff out. I don't know if that's going to show up there. My eyes can't read that. I think that says Augustine Funnel, illustrated by Farron Sostres. This looks pretty great, actually. The Ghoul. Look at that. There we go. Oh, same artist here, too. Wonder what the story is with this one. Eternity is a company that's I seem to be drawn to. Ooh, look at this stuff. They seem to be a company that I'm getting more and more drawn to. This is fantastic looking. This is really great. Yeah. Holy smokes. That's dense. Etch-a-sketch type of one line to make up the page kind of look to it. I Am a Ghoul is what this story's called. The Skull of the Ghoul. Oh boy, look at this. Wow, this is fantastic. Nice one. A couple more issues of Good Girls. I think I've got 2 or 3 of these. So this is issues number 1 and 2. Yeah, the Malibu Empire is right. Yes, exactly. 1 and 2. So yeah, not much to say about this. I haven't read the issues that I have, but it was Fantagraphics, and it was issues I don't have, so why the hell not? A single issue of Gun Fury. Some more Dave Cooper. This is issue number 8 from Aircel. Horse, book 1 of 3. And this is from Slave Labor Books. I had to flip through this one because it's really heavy-duty cover and stuff. Raphael Neves and illustrated by Huihan Liu, or Liu. 1989 is the date on this one. I had to flip through this one when I pulled it out of the bin. And again, loved the art in it, so snatched it up. Yeah, I mean, Aircel, it has some good stuff there. They've really, thanks to Colin as well, too, they've really jumped on my radar this year. And I think partially due to finally finding Warlock 5 and reading Warlock 5 and absolutely loving it, turned my eyes towards them in a different way than I had in the past. There's still a lot of stuff that when I see them in the bins, like there was a bunch of Aircel stuff there that I left behind because it's just not the style of comic. Like the art, interior art is just not something that interests me very much. But I definitely look at them differently than I used to. That's for damn sure. So that looks great. I'm excited about this one. I accidentally bought 2 copies of this one. It's what happens when you just go bin, 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 all of these bins and making stacks. So yeah, I'll put that in the eventual to give away pile. Spider Optics. This is called Icon Devil. Took me a second to see if that was a Y. What the heck that was. Yeah, no, Warlock 5 is absolutely the quarter bin classic. It's unreal. He had a bunch of the later issues of Warlock 5. I flipped through them and it just is so disappointing. Oh, dude, is this a... Oh, mama. I don't think he had a second one of this. This is a poster on the inside cover. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I'm feeling this one. Holy shit balls. Look at this. That's madness. Wow, this looks okay. This looks fantastic. Was there any sort of info here? Here we go. 1989, Spider Optics. Oh, Victoria, BC, Canada. Well, there you go. Neil Hansen, president. Huh. Man, I dig this. This has jumped to the top of the reading pile. Look at this stuff. Haha, nice. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. Icon Devil. I guess number 1, 225. That's the one thing. What year did I say? 1989. Yeah, I mean, Jesus, man. They must have had a hard go of it. 1989, $2.25 for a comic. 2.25 Canadian anyway. $1.85 for you all in the States. If it was 1989 and you saw this for that price, would you pick it up? Yeah, this is incredible. That's a nice surprise. I think I hesitated for a moment, and then kind of kicked myself in the ass and said, "Why are you hesitating? Throw it on the pile." Another one I don't know anything about. Well, I mean, all of these things. The Killer of Crows. Apologies for butchering the name. Dapiek Absaroka. Let's see what we can find here. Caliber Press, 1991. Story of John Johnson is somewhat known to many people via the movie Jeremiah Johnson. His incredible saga of revenge and counter-revenge against the Crow Indians is high drama and adventure at its finest. All right, then. The Mountain Men. Very nice looking stuff there. Writer Randall Thayer. Pencils Don Secrease. Inker Nancy Overschmidt. The saga of John Johnson, also known as the Liver-Eating Johnson, and his one-man war against the Crow Indians. Yikes. Let's see what this is like. Whoa, check that out. There we go. Lighthouse Publications, Macabre, number 6, believe it or not. And what do we have here? 1989. Another Canadian. So this is Brampton, Ontario for this one. With some computer font going on there. Over and over, an endless shrill of pain. Whoa. That's an arm. Yeah, I'm digging this. This doesn't look right. And that's why I will probably love it. Just doesn't look right. I mean, that shit's... Oh, close to home for you, Rick Ray. Look at this. Whoa, that's right. Yeah. Huh. There's your other back issues for sale. The Macabre Limited Anthology Series is over. Now you can order the Macabre six-pack for only $9 US, $12 Canadian. Lighthouse Publications, huh? Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything from Lighthouse before. Oh, look at this. Some fumetti style. Wow, what the hell is going on here? Huh. Well, we'll do some exploring and see what the hell this other stuff is about here. But this is Macabre, number 6. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I found a Mackenzie Queen. So I only need one more issue. I think issue number 2 is the last one. Yeah, that took a very dark turn at the end there. Mackenzie Queen, I just need number 2, and I've got the whole miniseries from Matrix Graphics. This was actually in my cart on Lone Star. So there was actually a couple of things I found today that were in my cart on Lone Star that I was able to take off and then quickly replace with other things. The always existing cart. I'm very excited to get into this one once I get that final issue. Very, very curious about this book. It's great looking stuff. Did I say year? Snowden Station, Montreal, 1985 for this one. Jacques Boivin. Pet Peeve, Sleeping Through the Alarm Clock, Bernie Moreau. Mark Shane Blum. Gabrielle Morissette. Dun, da, da, da. The final issue of Mech Things from Renegade. This I've been looking for forever. These first few issues, well, I mean, this whole thing, this is Brad Foster, and it's gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. So this is 1988, like I said, from Renegade. But the art in the first issues is what drew me. The first time I saw the cover for one of them, I was sold right away. I've been looking for this final issue forever and a day, and I think it's been on my wish list on Lone Star for a long time, but it just never turns up. Beautiful stuff. I remember it being a pretty fun book. I couldn't tell you the first thing about it anymore. Look at this. But it's the art that I'm here for on this one. I think it's gorgeous stuff. Jabberwocky graphics. Beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Again, now I'm second guessing myself because these pages look familiar. It wasn't in my CLZ, so I'm pretty sure I don't have it. I guess we'll find out. I think it was you, Colin. Were you showing this series Murder off? This was the only issue that I was able to find. This was another one that was in my cart. 1986 for this one from Renegade. Some Steve Ditko to start us off here. Henry Boltonoff. Dan and David Day. Nice, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't you. I saw somebody talking about it recently. Renegade is a weird publisher for sure. Ah, yes. The Amazing Mystery. Magic and Madness Mythos #2. Wonder Comics, Death on a Planet of Darkness. Our damsel in distress in deep space. What do we got here? Seattle, Washington. I'm not seeing a year. 100 signed and autographed copies available for $5 each. Oh, here we go. 1987. Looking on the wrong side. There we go. This is volume 1, #2. Again, looked intriguing enough. A publisher I've never heard of. Oh, did I give credits? Better yet, did they give credits? Yes, here we go. Written and drawn by Niels Osmar. Inked and embellished by Robin Lefberg. Yeah, I love this cover too. The colors are really nice. That's a very undergroundy type of logo treatment there too. Another Fantagraphics, The Natural Inquirer by Professor Von Crabman. And this one is 1989. Creator R.L. Crab. The Legend of the Fur-Bearing Bass. Beautiful. Gollywogs. Oh man, this is great. The Giant Jackalope of Dubois, Wyoming. Jackalope Day. Very nice. Milking trout. Okay. Night Brigade. A Nemesis. I didn't recognize the cover. I don't think I have every Nemesis yet, so I got it. Even if I do have it, who cares? I love Nemesis the Warlock. Pat Mills, Brian Talbot on this one. Maybe I don't have this one. Yeah, so that's beautiful. I particularly love the coloring and stuff in these quality comics. Yeah, quality comics down here. I know that they're not for everybody. What year did this come out? Doesn't say there. But I love the color treatment in this, and I love the way that it's kind of aged, kind of gotten softer. So yeah, good old Nemesis. Fucking killer, man. Nice stuff. Beauty. Here you go. So Visgoth Studio, New England Gothic, the 2nd edition. I have seen the 2000 AD doc. I've watched it a couple of times. I had pre-ordered it when I heard it was coming out. I absolutely love it. I think it's a blast of a documentary, and really glad that someone did it. So number 2, 1987 is the year on this one. Here we go. Artwork, Tom Brown and Dale LaRoe. Written by James Lapointe. Calligraphy by Kerry Moody. Yeah, absolutely thick with info, 100%. And then the bonus features on the Blu-ray as well. Extended interviews with people, which makes it even more worthwhile. Look at this. This looks fantastic, actually. Beautiful. Ah, the swines. Always got to have some human swines. Oh, this one's a pig worm. Yeah, this looks pretty great, Colin. I agree. I dig this a lot. Oh, look at that. Even a wraparound cover there. Very glossy and thicker. Same with the interior paper too. Very glossy. Believe it or fucking not, 2 more issues of No Such Thing as Monsters. Never heard of the goddamn thing until I found it on, till it somehow got on my radar and found it wherever the hell I found it. I don't remember actually where I got the first issues from. So 5 and 6, I think I'm only missing 1 and 2 now. I've talked about this one before. A very, very bizarre book, 1987, New York City. Bonkers little horror type of story. Very excited to find a couple more of these. This is written and drawn by Stephen Hallman. And this is, again, that kind of off-size, that rip-off press type of size. So shorter than a regular and then wider. This one even wider than the first ones we looked at. Yeah, so from Chorus Comics there, Nate. I talked about the other issues quite a while back now. I feel like it was a couple of months ago at this point. But they're kind of bonkers. And one of the things that really appealed to me from the other issues, let's see if David West, I can't remember if this is the name. It was for stuff like this, the extras that they had in the book. It really feels like it was by, like, you know, some kind of punk rockers, this book, who were doing something on the side, because I seem to recall there being ads for bands or something in the backs of the other ones. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Search and Destroy, early punk history, ad for the Incredibly Strange Films. I've got that book. That's a classic. Psycho improv performance art group and class. The greatest burlesque movie ever made. So ads like this. Big changes next issue. The most unexpected shock of the year. We guarantee you won't believe it. Gary Voodoo. No such thing as letters. Yeah, absolutely, Damien. Monsieur Holman. Francois' Romantic Adventure. Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of just getting exposed to more of this stuff, loving the undergrounds that I did and still do, realizing that, you know, there was all sorts of fucking bonkers 80s and 90s books as well that I was just completely off of my radar. Here we go. Check this out. Torture Chorus presents Aldous Huxley, Patsy Cline, Laura Huxley, the agent Jim Morrison, in Beyond the Valley of the Doors of Perception. Coming to your town soon, the Torture Chorus Show. Hosted by the world's sleaziest MC and featuring giant fleas, moldy donuts, fat men, beautiful girls. So all of that supplemental material in this is what makes it for me, Nate, and really puts it in a different kind of place. And then here's issue 6. I think issue 6 was the final one. There was a Christmas special too that I have, Nate. So I think it was 6 issues plus that special that made up the whole run. Yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, and what is this here? Some sort of flip cover. Heidi Ho Comics, 10 cents. Huh. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Damien. It's something we've spoken about before. I feel like it's guys who are doing Bonkers Comics that kind of know the history of that. They're kind of more of the capital A artists as opposed to some of these guys who I think were doing it just because they had to, or they wanted to, or they'd take a stab. So this is Lump of Squid, issue number 1 from 1989, The Preservation of Obscurity. Yeah, Colin says both, yeah. Carlo McCormick, art, writer, and critic. Okay, hello. Dimensionized. Look at this cover. It's ridiculous. Let's go to the credits here first. Toronto, Ontario. So another Canadian one here. Written by Sean Thomas. Illustrated by Frank Perna. Yeah, that's exactly what sold me on it. I saw that cover and I just pulled it out of the bin and put it on the stack. I didn't even open it up. So let's open it up for the first time together and check out these gigantically thick, messy black lines. What is going on here? Wow. I mean, Colin, there's an idea for our conversation. Some of these Canadian guys that I seem to keep uncovering here, by no, it's not intentional. It just seems to happen. I should really do some digging on some of these names and see who's around, if anybody's still around. That's a pretty great page. After all of that, big, thick black lines everywhere. Wow, this is fucking bonkers. Don't know what the hell I'm looking at here, but I love it. Yeah, this kind of stuff has that underground comics vibe from 60s and 70s there for sure. Just material that's maybe not as id worthy. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, I love this. I love this a lot. Yeah, I think so. It's being locked in all winter, drinking Slurpees. Oh, goddamn t-shirts, my friend. A lump of squid t-shirt. I want to be an individual, just like all my friends. The preservation of obscurity. What the fuck, man? How many of these did they make, and who the hell was buying these shirts? Yeah, I agree. Looked like some fat old Sharpies in some of the pages on that one. A random issue of Puma Blues. This is number 17. We all know it. I won't talk about it any longer. Another one they won't spend too much time on. This is Revolver from Renegade. So these, they must have. Yeah, absolutely. Or they were just using like fabric paint and just making them. So they were just as messy as the comic. These are great. I've got a couple more of these. Filled with Ditko, etc. So not much time spent on that one. Another from the Harrier Comics company. And again, another cover that has this very bizarre use of color, like one of the other sci-fi-ish ones that I had. This kind of greeny yellow mixed with the blue and the red. Hello, Cthulhu Han Luke. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Looks fantastic, though. So Shock Therapy, number 6, no doubt. I know, amazing, right, Nate? That's a cover. Let's just sit on that one for a minute there. Get the glare off of it. Soak that shit in. Impossibly small print. I think that says 1987. Yes, it does. 1987 on this one. And then here's a list of the Harrier back issues. It's like the old zines where people would just type the stuff that they had in small text so they could get maximum use out of their page. Frog. Yes. Mind, body, and soul. Beautiful. Beautiful. I dig this a lot. This is unusual for Harrier from the Harrier stuff I've seen so far. Man, I like that a lot. We get to a different style here in the back. Yeah, any one of these companies, it feels like, speaking of documentaries, where's the Harrier Comics documentary? Where did they come from? Where did they go? How big were they at the time? Because they seem to have quite a lot of titles. Where'd they get their funding? Were they like an Aircel type of thing that someone just wanted to get into business, who had a, microwave selling business, or I don't know, manufacturing business? Snarl Comics, another Caliber. By Kevin Atkinson, and this is 1990 on this. So this looks good too, kind of that 90s indie type of style. It's funny how that changed. Like, there's the underground era of the 80s that then transitioned into independent artists. Harrier had Vampirella at some point. Oh, there you go. Tales from the Outer Burrows from Fantagraphics Books. Remember Me, Kay? January 1991. Written and illustrated by Douglas Michael. Front cover painting by Wayne Krall. Yeah, absolutely. Someone's hobby business. And I wonder how much of them kept it like that. I wonder how much of them kind of fell into the trap of, we're going to be millionaires because of those damn turtles. You know what I mean? Like, we're just going to, without, and not the ones who were specifically ripping that shit off by those crazy peckers and, you know, all of those other ones that were the knockoffs on the turtles, but other companies that saw that success and figured it would happen for them as well too. Snake Eyes. It's a Kaz cover, isn't it? On that one. I still kick myself. I had this giant, I had Buzz Bomb, which was a gigantic book by Kaz, and I've since lost it. I also lost some old Peter Bagg stuff, like early published work of his that I'd collected. So this is Tigers of Terra. I know I have one other issue. I don't know if it's number 1. But these suckers are beefy. Really, really beefy. And this is 1987 on this one. Has sort of a manga feel to it when you get into it. It's a style that kind of appeals to me. I kind of like the looks of it. Yeah, the last one. I know you meant. Yeah, this one here. Yeah. So yeah. I think I did I read that first one, or I made it halfway through maybe. And it was okay, but for a quarter, I'll keep picking it up. It's a sturdy, it's a beefy made book. It's a really nice made book. Untamed Love from Fantagraphics. So Frazetta's romance. What does it say here? Frank Frazetta's classic romance tales, finally presented in a quality full color edition. It's all a mockery and a sham. Look at those faces, man. $1987 on this one. Really nice in color. Look at those eyes. Oh, look at that. Betty Page, eat your heart out. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff. Yeah, this is beautiful. Thank God for Fantagraphics. Every video. XYR, we're coming to the end here. A couple more books to go, and then that's it. So XYR. Oh, huh. An Eclipse graphic novel. Well, shit. There it says right there. I didn't realize that until this very second. I'm just so used to seeing the Eclipse logo on here. Well, there's another Eclipse for the ages. Huh. Story Stuart Hopen, pencils Ben Dunn, inks Frank Giacoa and Jim Mooney. Lettering Bob Orzechowski. Looks a bit like a Winter War. Wow. Go to page 15, go to page 16, go to page 17. Oh, so go to page 24. Is this a choose your own adventure kind of thing? The world's first multiple ending comic. Oh, well, there you go. Is it really the world's first? Aircel did one. A choose your own adventure comic. This is really nice looking too, actually. Very, very nice looking. Wow, nice surprise. What year did I say for this one? I didn't, I don't think. 1988. Beautiful. Oh, there you go. Right on the back. The Eclipse Comics logo. Duh. 3 more books to go. Another issue of Yahoo, an impossible to find um, Joe Sacco book. I don't have any luck finding this at all. Fantagraphics. I have a few issues. I think I have 3 issues now, 3 or 4 of the single issues, but it's another one that I've had on my wish list on Lone Star for a while, and they just don't come up. So very, very excited to have this. I love Joe Sacco. I love his art. I love his writing. It's very cool stuff. Look at this. It's beautiful. Oh, man. Yeah, so there you go. This is issue number 4. Another issue of Yummy Fur. This is number 11. Another one I'm very slowly collecting. Got quite a few of them at this point, though. So Chester Brown. And this is 1988. Can't beat Chester Brown for a quarter. So his ex-girlfriend, Sookie and Lee, she used to be a video jockey on Much Music up here in Canada. She's done some films, done some acting, done some directing. She's got funding to do a paying for it movie, which that's a hell of a fucking choice of a Chester Brown book to make into a movie. But she's doing it. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Can flip them. And then last but certainly not least, let's open this one up the full way so we can bask in its glory. Zalastrea and the Bard from Twilight Twins Productions, issue number 3, $2.40 Canadian. With some dames sword fighting. Damn it. And this is from 1987, another Canadian one, Windsor, Ontario. Sweet Fancy Moses. Oh, you know this one, Nate. You know this title. Unfortunately, there wasn't doubles of it, because if there was, I would have picked it up for you. Would have go back and grab a copy for you. But I know for a fact there was just one. He did have multiples of a few things, but this was one that he didn't. I think there are 5 issues. This is it's mind-blowing. Yeah, photo covers are really hit and miss for me, honestly. I see a photo cover, and my first instinct is to quickly get it out of my sight. But this one I happened to open up and just do a quick flip through, and was drawn to the interiors for sure. So it made the 25-cent cut. Here you go, more t-shirts. She's sexy, she's tough, she's neurotic, and she's not in a very good mood. Odin. So many stolen D&D ideas over the years. Yeah, absolutely. Do a session, write down the story, turn it into a comic. Well, shit, man. Like, look at this fucking stack here. That's just the random ones, and plus everything else that we've looked at. I'd say that's a $15 incredibly well spent on all of this stuff. Lord knows where I'm going to put it all, because I absolutely have no more fucking room. We're going to have to sell some more books here, people, to make some space. Thanks very much for hanging out for this hour. And we'll talk to you on Sunday.